Hello again. So I just want to make a quick video. First off, you'll notice a little bit of a quality upgrade. I decided to dust off my 70D Canon camera that's kind of just been sitting around. I hardly ever use it for anything and just give it a go. I got a light set up now. Not the best lighting, I only have one. But yeah, so I just wanted to make a quick video today on the cosmetic changes that I made for my Nintendo Switch. All of the changes were actually pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I'll go over the rating, how I feel the ratings should be with difficulty. And so you guys can see the theme that I came up with for my Nintendo Switch. So first off, let's get started. We'll go with the dock. So I've been looking for a portable dock for a while, and I did have the fast nail, but the fast nail I was kind of leery about because it does heat up, and when it heats up it kind of scares me. I feel like I'm gonna fry my Switch if I leave it plugged in too long. So I did end up ordering this. This is just an empty shell that you get from Amazon, and it's a dock for your, it's a replacement dock for your current Nintendo Switch dock. So basically what you do is you're going to take apart your old dock, remove the board that's in there and the cable that the USB sits on, and you're going to put it in this small little package. It does make, it's a lot more compact, it's a lot easier to travel with this. In fact, I did take it a couple places already and it works out great. You'll see that all of the ports are available. You don't lose access to any of the ports. And yeah, other than that, this was actually a pretty simple, straightforward swap here. It does get a little tricky once you get the dock apart. There are a lot of screws for the dock. That is something that if you're planning on doing this, then you do take the risk of breaking your original dock and not being able to get this back into it. Fortunately for me, I was cautious enough to where my dock came apart pretty easily. I just took my time with it, and I was able to salvage every single piece of it. I did see some videos where people broke the little spring connector that this sits on in the dock, but for me that didn't happen. So it was actually pretty easy, pretty straightforward. You're just taking the old board out and putting it in this. So the pros about this is it's a lot slimmer. The Switch just kind of just pops right in there, and it's perfect. It fires on right away because you're using the actual switchboard. You're not using a third party or anything, so it actually works great. One of the downsides to this was that the LED doesn't transfer over, so you don't get that little light. I did end up transferring my LED with it. I ended up plugging it in. It plugs in, I think, in the back over here, and I ran the LED light to go right about here. So I was hoping maybe it would shine through the plastic, but it's not bright enough to shine through the plastic, so I was a little disappointed with that. Maybe eventually I'll drill a little hole right here and feed the LED through and kind of hot glue the back of it, just so I have an access light. I do kind of like the LED light. It lets me know if the Switch is charging or not, or if it's clicked in all the way. And another con with this was when you do slot the dock in, it fits in perfectly, but it's kind of a snug fit. So when you're lifting the dock out, or the Switch out, it does pull the dock up too, so the dock will stay connected to your Switch. So you got to kind of do the, when you pull it out, is put your hand on the back and then lift the Switch out like so. That's another thing that I don't really care for, but it's not a big deal to me. It actually works out great for me. But yeah, so this is the first modification that I did to my Switch, is I changed my dock to this micro dock, I guess it would be. This was about $8 on Amazon, and you just get the shell, and they do include tools, but I decided not to use the tools. The tools are kind of shitty, so I wouldn't recommend that. All right, so $8 on Amazon. Also on eBay too. Actually, I think I got this one from eBay. So $8 on eBay. I was going to order one from Amazon, but they didn't have the red available. So I don't really care for the gold, but whatever. It's red. That's pretty much what I wanted, was a red dock. And I'll probably take off this logo here, and then I'm going to put my own logo on the front here, like a one that will go along with the theme of my Switch. All right, so this is the first one that I did. Very easy. Very simple. All right, let's go on to the next thing. All right, so the next thing I wanted to talk about was my Switch. So you guys saw me replace the backplate in my last video, I believe it was. I replaced it with this Pokemon theme, so I kind of wanted to stick with the Pokemon theme, so I ended up switching out the Joy-Cons. As you can see, it's the white on the left side and red on the right side, and I did opt for the D-pad on here, and the D-pad on this is okay. It's not what I thought it would be. It's kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but when you do get the D-pad, it's not as smooth as you would expect it to be. I'm guessing because these Joy-Cons are made to have the 4 buttons there. It's not as smooth as a regular Nintendo D-pad usually is, but it does function. I noticed that it does have a bit of travel between inputs. So like if you're gonna do, like, let's take Scorpion for instance, if you're gonna throw his spear, and you press back and then you slide your finger forward, sometimes it misfires because there's a bit of travel here, so it doesn't really pick it up. So the best thing to do is just kind of play it like a 4-button controller or D-pad, and then you're gonna have to just tap back and then tap forward to go. So it was I was a little disappointed in this. I may actually just order a white left Joy-Con shell just because of that. It's not what I thought. If you guys are going to get a D-pad, I would suggest getting the Hawai'i D-pad. It's not wireless, but it is a lot better than just switching out the shell on your Joy-Con. You'll notice the feel of it is a lot smoother, and I think it's because it's still using the normal 4-button, I guess it would be the membrane, because I noticed between the membrane of the original Joy-Con versus the Hawai'i, because I took apart my Hawai'i Joy-Con as well, the membranes are a little different. The Hawai'i one actually has a wider pad on each of the buttons, and I think that makes it a little smoother transition between here. And the Hawai'i D-pad is actually slightly smaller than this when I was comparing it. So yeah, I guess that's my take on it, but I was a little disappointed with it. And I know it's a lot of people don't change these buttons, but I just had to change them anyway. It looks good like that, and it actually gave me 2 extra ones, so I put it on the red side. It does look good. So this one is an aftermarket. It's not an official shell, obviously, because it has the D-pad on it, so you'll notice there's no writing. And this one is slightly thicker than the official Joy-Con, so you do feel a little bit of a lip when you have it clicked on. So you'll feel like a little bit of a lip right here in this area. There's like a small lip, and it's like a sensory thing for me. I gotta play with it every time I'm holding the Joy-Con. I'm like rubbing my finger back and forth like this. But yeah, other than that, it's okay. It's functioning as far as I can tell. You know, it's not perfect, but there's a D-pad on my Nintendo Switch. Yay. As for this one is actually an official shell. This is the Mario Red, I believe it is, and you can see it has like the official writing on it. I got this from a seller on eBay. Both of these I got from a seller on eBay. This one came with 2. It came with the left and the right for $12.99, and this one by itself was like $8.99, I believe. I'm not gonna post any links in. I do have like a bad experience. That's why I don't post links with my stuff, is that people will demand the exact link that I had, and they'll go there and they'll notice that it's taken down. I buy a lot from eBay, and those auctions, I guess they would be, they don't last very long. And I don't buy these from auctions. I do the buy now, but they don't stay up because they put it at a cheaper price for a short period of time, and then they take them down, and then they'll like put the price back up to where they originally wanted it. But yeah, that's why I don't put a lot of links in my stuff, because people will complain that I lied about the price. But if you guys do want a link to these controllers, I'll gladly send it to you. But just keep in mind that the price is going to be different, yeah? I tried to go look. I saw this one was still up, but I tried to look for the $8 D-pad, and it wasn't available. But yeah, so then this is my Switch. You can see mine does suffer from bend. One of the common issues with the first run Switches, but you know, it's not a big deal to me. But yeah, so my Pokemon themed Switch is actually looking really good, and I'm really happy with it. I do like it. I think it looks great, and especially when it's in the dock. Like I have the dock here. Yeah, it just slots right in there. There you go. And that's what I mean. Like, you can't just like lift it out. Oh, I guess you can sometimes. But yeah, sometimes the dock will come up with it. but I think it's because it's like starting to wear in a little bit. I can pull it out. Oh, maybe not. Now it's not going to do it, of course. But yeah, anyways, so this is how it looks. I thought it came out great. So my take on the Joy-Cons is going to be probably a 7 out of 10 for difficulty. This one, the left side, is actually the easier one to do. There's less stuff in this Joy-Con than there is in the right side. And I do want you to keep in mind that if you do decide to do the shell swap, I was going to post a video of me doing the shell swaps, but it was just too long and there's so many videos already on the shell swaps that I decided against it. I'm just going to show off my Switch. But anyways, if you do decide to do this, make sure you have the proper tools. I wouldn't use the tools that they send you for these because you do risk stripping your screws because those tools are really cheap. I would order like a nice quality set from eBay for doing this kind of things. They're pretty cheap. You can get a lot of tools for like $7, and just make sure that they're quality. They look quality, and you should be fine. That's how I ended up doing the shell swaps on these. This one actually came with some tools. Oh no, it was this dock that came with some tools, and I didn't use them. I didn't use them at all because they're just like the cheapy little black screwdrivers. But other than that, I'd say it's a 7 out of 10. This one is a little more complicated, so I'd rate this an 8. This one is an 8 because you got to transfer over the sensors, and there's all kinds of different stuff in this one. My battery's gonna die, so hold on one second. Alright, sorry about that. The battery decided to crap out on me. I guess I've been fiddling around with my camera too much, but I'm just gonna finish it up on my phone. But anyways, like I was saying, so yeah, this one is a bit more difficult to take apart. It has the sensor in here, and there's like this little weird antenna thing that goes around here. I'm not sure what that's for. But yeah, you can see I put the white buttons on here. It looks good. But yeah, other than that, I'd rate this side an 8 out of 10 for difficulty, and this one a 7 out of 10 for difficulty. You can do it, but just keep in mind you're going to risk breaking your Joy-Cons if you do it. It's completely up to you. I'm not telling you to do it because I don't want to be responsible for your Joy-Con breaking, so please don't message me saying, I broke my Joy-Con because of you. It's not my fault. It's your fault. It's your choice. You're an adult. It's your choice if you want to swap out the shells. But yeah, other than that, I think all in all, everything came out good. Everything looks great. I'm happy with my Switch. I do want to order a new kickstand, but I noticed that there's not a lot of kickstands out there. I wish they had, I see them that come with, when you order the backplate, I see color ones that come with the backplate, but I haven't been able to just find a solid color stand by itself, so yeah, that's a little unfortunate. If I do get one, I kind of want it either to be a black that'll match this backplate, or maybe like a gray or something. Yeah, I'm not too sure. But yeah, other than that, all in all, this took me about a day to do all of this. Well, maybe not a day. I wouldn't say a day. I'd say maybe 6 hours to do everything properly. Actually, I wouldn't even say that. I'd say about maybe an hour and a half to do everything properly. But it took me about 6 hours to get it all done, just because I would stop, go do something else, and then come back to it. So about an hour and a half to do everything. I just turned on a movie. I think I watched, what was it, Night School with Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish, and I just took these Joy-Cons apart while watching that movie, and then later on I put on another movie. I think it was Fifth Element, and I just took the dock apart while I was playing in the background. So other than that, everything else feels great on it. I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna put any links to these items at all. If you do want a link to the seller that I bought these from, I'll be more than happy to send that to you in a message. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. You guys have a nice night.